Drexler going coast to coast. This is something we see with the Portland Trail Blazers. He gets that head down and he's going right to the rim, takes it right to the basket and finishes. And then the next time down the floor, the great pass to Karl Malone for the easy basket.
Minute 12 remaining in the first half. Scottie Pippen picks up his second personal foul. 26-0 on fast break points. We talked about rebounding, avoiding turnovers, and which lead to the fast break points for Puerto Rico. Not happening.
See, that's why you can't hold the ball in the United States. They have a 30-second shot clock. You say spread them out, use the clock, but when someone is chasing you and pressuring you all over the floor, not letting you make that next pass, what happens is panic sets in. Now you put your head down and you want to drive the ball to the basket. You take a quick shot, and then they're off and running the other way with bad floor balance. We talked about Puerto Rico has a very big, strong front line, but they cannot run with its United States front line. You've seen Malone out on the break. You've seen Charles Barkley when he was in the game. So the front line just outrunning the front line of Puerto Rico and the unselfish play of the United States perimeter players to get them the ball.
As you saw, Carter was fouled on a three-pointer and got and sank 3 free throws. Mullen answers.
Every shot's going in for Chris Mullen. You can just see it. He steps back. Leitner did a nice job that time after the double screen, stepped back and set another screen for Mullen to get him the open jumper.
Under a minute to go in the half. U.S. by 30. Long range jumper. That's a 3 from Edgar Leon. 30 seconds to go in the half. USA shooting 64% from the field. The lob into Malone, who has 16 first half points. Malone had only been averaging 12.5 a game.
Puerto Rico would like to get the last shot.
Nice shot by Ortiz. He has 12 points. He uses the glass well. Nice touch on the ball.
At the end of the first half.
And at the end of the first half, Team USA 61, Puerto Rico 34. We'll be back with a Kraft halftime report right after this. The beautiful Portland, Oregon area of the great Northwest. This is Crown Point, just east of Portland. Scenes like this all over the place. Waterfalls, beautiful rivers, and some great basketball this week. Team USA leading in the Tournament of the Americas semifinal game against Puerto Rico, 61-34. Some player transactions in the NBA, and among other things, we'll report them to you on the Kraft halftime report right after this.
This is the Kraft halftime report, brought to you by Kraft. Kraft proudly sets the USA basketball training table.
At halftime, USA 61-34, and this team made up, except for Christian Laettner, of all NBA stars. We continue to keep you up to date on NBA news. Just with the draft only a week ago, there have been quite a few player transactions in the NBA. We reported on the big three-way trade last Wednesday night, and now there have been some more today. For instance, the Trailblazers have signed Rod Strickland to a multi-year contract. Understand it's 6 years, $12 million. Houston Rockets have acquired Greg Kite from Orlando for 2 second-round picks. Some other NBA transactions that took place. The New York Knicks, excuse me, this is the one that's the $12 million for 6 years, have tendered an offer sheet to free agent Harvey Grant, the New York Knicks, and in doing so, to clear some room under the salary cap, the Knicks have renounced the rights of the contracts of James Donaldson, Kennard Winchester, and Patrick Eddy. And Doug Collins, let's go back first of all to the Portland Trailblazers, who lost Danny Ainge, of course, as he signed with Phoenix, signing Rod Strickland now, undisclosed terms to that contract. What is your thinking? Somewhat of a controversial signing.
Well, I think what they've said is we need help at guard, and Rod Strickland obviously is a very talented player, has had his moments in the NBA of greatness. He's had his other moments that haven't been so great, but I think that he gives them a very talented player. Terry Porter can slide over and play the 2 spot, and he can play with Rod Strickland, or Rod Strickland can play with Drexler. So it gives them some versatility. The one thing is Rod Strickland's not a great outside shooter. One of the things that Portland needs is a guy that can stick that outside shot. They're going to really miss Danny Ainge's shooting. So I think in the wake of losing Danny Ainge, their quick reaction was to go out and sign in Rod Strickland. We'll have to wait and see what the effect is.
By the way, Rod Strickland is here in Portland tonight at this ball game, and we saw him earlier talking to Rick Adelman, the coach, and they'll be having a lot of chats between now and the beginning of the season next year. Now let's bring you up to date on the European Championships. First of all, who is qualified for the Olympics so far? Spain is the host country. Angola won their region, as did Australia and China. The 4 qualifiers from the Tournament of the Americas: USA, Brazil, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela. Now, the European tournament. Here's what it looks like right now. Lithuania's basketball team qualified for the 1992 games, 53 years after it was annexed by the Soviet Union. Arvydas Sabonis scored 28 points. Sharonas Marčiulionis added 20 as Lithuania defeated Slovenia 90-73. Valeri Tikhonenko scored 40 as the Commonwealth of Independent States beat Israel. This is action today, 101-85. Croatia routed Czechoslovakia 84-68. 21 points for Drazen Petrovic, and Toni Kukoc had 13 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. And Germany defeated Italy 109-91 as Shrimp returned from a bout of food poisoning and scored 37 points and 19 rebounds. Only Slovenia could possibly move in to that top 4 group. So that's what the European Championships look like. They're still waiting to determine who will be moving into the final 12 for Barcelona. Well, both of them stand 6 feet 9 inches tall. One's a guard, the other a forward. They came into national prominence during the National Collegiate Tournament back in 1979. We're, of course, talking about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Most people, of course, think that Michael Jordan has had a great impact on the game, but the fingers all point to those two who helped the NBA make a turnaround and become literally the most popular sport in the world by almost anybody's definition today. So now, as they play together here on this team for their last hurrah on the court, they play on the same team for the same goal.
Their storied rivalry began in 1979. Magic won the first battle, an NCAA championship. They entered the NBA together and would forever wrestle each other for basketball supremacy.
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, the principal figures of this drama between the Celtics and the Lakers. Bird and Magic one-on-one. A shot for the ages.
Quickly goes out to Bird. Bird a three-pointer.
Bird goes for 3.
I fear no one but Larry Bird.
To the left goes Magic. He's got it. 5 seconds left. Magic down the middle. Just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good!
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen. You know, unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
They went head-to-head 3 times in the 80s in search for basketball's top prize. Every time it was a duel. When one threw down the gauntlet, the other responded immediately. They faced each other in a TV commercial. And in February of this year, when Magic's jersey was retired, Bird was by his side, promising one more curtain call.
He's not done yet, because we're going to go to Barcelona and bring back the gold for everyone here in the United States.
So many times America has watched us battle each other. And so you get divided. You have to cheer for one or the other. And now they won't have to do that anymore. Hey, we're pulling for our boys.
It's a great opportunity for both of us. You know, he's retired, and my retirement's coming soon. So, you know, I don't know how much longer I'm going to play. So getting the opportunity to play with him for one last time is a great, great honor.
As the dream team gathered and began practicing, Bird admitted to a slow start, but knew his point guard would find him eventually.
I'm struggling a little bit now with my shooting, so he's not passing to me as much. But once I get that down, I think he'll come my way a little bit more.
Once in Portland, Magic knew who had the hot hand. As Bird and Magic lead USA basketball, they'll never quite lose the competitive fire that brought the NBA to new heights.